And I'm standing here to discuss the question of Ngorongoro, Loliondo, from a human rights point of view. The other time, I had the privilege of discussing it from natural resources and tourism. Today, my sister, Honorable Mary Masanja, has done it ably through her representatives. But before I go on, allow me to give some clarification about Ngorongoro. This Ngorongoro is confusing most of us. It's confusing because it's used interchangeably and for various purposes. One, Ngorongoro is an administrative district within Arusha region. That's why the regional commissioner from Arusha is here. It's one of the administrative districts. But within this one administrative districts, there are 3 divisions. The first division is called the Sali. And there's nothing we talk about this Sali. That's why we don't know it. But it's within Ngorongoro district. The second division is called the Loliondo. Therefore, Loliondo is a division within Ngorongoro district. And the third division is Ngorongoro. I'm insisting this because when we talk Ngorongoro as a district, we tend to confuse when we talk Ngorongoro as a division. And within Ngorongoro as a division, this is where you find the Ngorongoro Conservation Area. Dr. Msua, who has just left this podium, has given us a good presentation on the conservation of Ngorongoro and the voluntary relocation of people from Ngorongoro to Msomera. I thought we should share this clarification just at the initial stage, so that when we talk about Loliondo as a division, we should not confuse with Ngorongoro as a division, though both of them comes from the one and the same districts, administrative district region. We, Tanzania, we are very blessed because we have one of a very good constitution in Africa. Very good constitution. There are some doubters to the constitution. They're entitled to doubt it. But to us, the constitution is serving the purpose so far. And to test the water, we may go back to 19th March 2021, when for the first time in the history of Tanzania, we lost a sitting president. Losing a sitting president is a constitutional crisis. And you have to depend on your constitution to solve that crisis. Our constitution saved us. And because we have this good constitution, it also discusses about natural resources. If you read Article 27 of our constitution, it talks about natural resources. Whatever we discuss in Ngorongoro is about natural resources. Our constitution has ably provided it. In protection of natural resources is not an easy feat, because every individual, every groups want to utilize that natural resources. legally or illegally. You have to respect the Constitution, you have to respect the human rights, you have to respect the laws which you have put in place to protect these natural resources. In doing so, you may come into conflict with various people. You may come into collision with various people. And I'm sad to stand here to tell you that we have lost one of the police officers, Mr. Galus Mwita, who has been killed, who has been murdered in Loliondo by some suspect. Honorable Mulamula, because a loss of this one person, a recent loss of this one person in Loliondo is a violation of human rights. I would request kindly, allow me to request everyone in this room to stand for a minute for remembrance of Galus Mwita. As the country, especially myself as the Minister of Constitution and Legal Affairs, I'll do whatever is possible within me to respect human rights within United Republic of Tanzania, within Ngorongoro, within Loliondo. But in so doing, we should clear out some confusion, which I believe these confusion are infused intentionally. For what purposes, I don't know. One, there's a question of indigenous rights. People are saying there are some people have got indigenous rights. We don't have anyone within Tanzania who has indigenous rights. But second, we are talking about minority rights. We don't have any minority groups in Tanzania. It's very important to clear out these issues so that we are not misguided and misled as we are going on. And thanks to Mwalimu, the late Mwalimu Nyerere, who abolished tribalism in Tanzania. But he did not just do that. He went on to create one of the most equitable land ownership system in the world. In Tanzania, land is owned by public. In fact, I should hint to you, there is no private land in Tanzania. Everything is public land. There is no tribal land in Tanzania. Everything is public land. There is no Maasai land in Tanzania. There is no Sukuma land in Tanzania. There is no Ngoni land in Tanzania. The land is public and is entrusted to the president. When you hear statements that a certain tribe is evicted from their ancestral land, as a lawyer who studied and taught land law, I'm confused. Where do we get this? It's not existing in our statutes. It's not existing in our constitution. Therefore, it's better to discuss from Tanzanian context so that we understand each other. And according to our land ownership system, what you are given is the right of occupants. We don't have a freehold. We have the right of occupants in a specified time, 33 years, 66 years, 99 years. After expiry of that time, you request for a renewal, and a renewal can be rejected. If the renewal is rejected, or if you are relocated from your land, voluntarily or compulsorily, you should expect to be given an equitable compensation. You should expect to be given an adequate compensation. You should expect to be given a fair compensation. You should expect to be given a proportional compensation. And this is what is exactly happening for those who have decided to voluntarily relocate from Ngorongoro Conservation Area to Msomera. The government is giving them equitable, adequate, fair, and proportional compensation. They were owning nothing in Ngorongoro. They are now owning a minimum of 3 acres in Msomera, plus a modern house with electricity and running water. They have been transported with their belongings and their livestock, and they are given also a cash. I think this is one of the best compensation deals in the world. For this, the United Republic of Tanzania deserves at least a clap of hands for respecting human rights. Allow me to address the question of Loliondo. I have an advantage of serving as a Minister of Natural Resources and Tourism. Therefore, I know a little bit about it. In Loliondo, we have to address this from 2 angles. Our first angle, we have to understand a conflicting interest existing in Loliondo. Dr. Msuwa, in his presentation, dwelt on this. There is environmental and ecological interest on one hand, and the need of having a grazing land from the other side. These are 2 conflicting interests within this one area. In Swahili, we say, to plan is to choose. To plan is to choose. Or kupanga ni kuchagua. Should we ecologically and environmentally protect this area? Or should we let it to perish with all the consequences which Dr. Msuwa has just elaborated here? In Africa, we have African Charter of Human and People's Rights. In Europe, there is European Charter of Human Rights. That word people is missing in Europe. It's not accidental. It's a philosophical diversion of what is human right is in Africa. We have people's rights. And number 1 in the people's rights is environmental rights. By choosing to protect that Loliondo area, we are promoting people's rights. We are promoting human rights. Not just for me, not just for those people living close to Loliondo, for the entire world. Because whatever is protecting there assists very much in environmental global environmental protection. I can see my brother, professor from UNESCO here, can testify to that. But the second angle in which we should discuss the Loliondo issue, there are some assertion that the government is grabbing land from Loliondo. The government is evicting, forcefully evicting people from Loliondo. All these are false. The truth is, the government is giving those people around Loliondo 62.5% of its land. Giving, not grabbing. Because the entire Loliondo game-controlled area, which is not something new, was established by colonial government, British colonial government, and I can see the British High Commissioner is here, is it? You are here. It is your government, sir, which established a Loliondo game-controlled area in 1951 with 4,000 square kilometers. Until now, Loliondo is 4,000 square kilometers, as it was left by the British. And I should thank you. I should thank your government through you for recognizing the ecological importance of that area and establishing a game-controlled area in 1951. Because of the population and other use of the land, the government has decided to divide that 4,000 into two areas. One, 2,500 square kilometers, and give it to the local people there to use as they wish, to continue to use as they wish, which is 62.5%. And continue to maintain 1,500, which is just 37.5% for the purposes which have been elaborated here. Therefore, it's not true to say that the government is grabbing land. No, the government is giving land. The giver should not be accused for that. Should be praised for the donation. And we are giving this because we respect human rights.